Hey, Fran Shar here, and I want to talk about something that a lot of people don't understand, and it's about the our lineage, our ancestors, and like generations past, and we can go 7 to 5 generations past, and how their experiences have permeated the DNA that's been transferred into us, and that is our genetic makeup at this point in our life. And what I mean by that is that there are some traumas that have left a very, very strong imprint. And it can also be from a past life that we're carrying back into this incarnation. And it's important to understand that is a possibility for what you may be living and why you may be feeling stuck and why you may having a lot of challenges creating a different reality for yourself. So in spiritual life coaching, we often find ourselves going through when we're peeling the onion, we go down really to the root of things, and oftentimes it's discovered that what you're experiencing in your life is not only yours, but you may also realize that your mother, your father, your sister, an uncle, your grandmother or grandfather, or someone else in your lineage have experienced something very similar. And so it's carried through, not only by behavioral learning, but also within our gene pool. And it's very strong. It can be very, very strong. So it's important to look into some energetic healing of this family line trauma or issue. It's also important for you to understand where it comes from, and that this just may be something that you're carrying that you're not unaware of. So let's take, for example, someone who has a high level of stress and they are living in chronic state of stress, and they are constantly triggered, but they don't know what is causing the triggers. So let me explain something about some research that was done on mice, and how they came to conclude that the experiences of the lineage before us gets actually relived in 5 to 7 generations. So these mice were electrocuted, and they would respond to the electrocution, but the environment that they were in when electrocuted, even though the electrocution would not happen, they would react to it nonetheless, because that the trigger was the environment. In reproducing, it was found that 5 generations later, the mice would have the same response as the ones that actually were electrocuted, but they had never experienced the experience of electrocution themselves. So this is how embedded the experience and the trauma was into their cells and DNA and transferred. So this is why I'm saying these mice were not understanding why they were reacting that way. Same as someone who is triggered and is experiencing some traumatic responses and has high anxiety that they don't know of. It's because at times it is from generations past. It can also be from experiences when they're young, or it could be from a past life, as I was saying. So there are many reasons why we are experiencing some things and we can't really pinpoint or understand specifically what's going on. And this is how we do this through spiritual coaching, is to kind of peel off the onion and start understanding what is the cause of the issues that we're experiencing in our lives. Based on what response we'll get, then there's a course of healing that is identified. So it's really important to understand where it comes from, how it came about, and what needs to be done. And the client needs to understand what is happening, and all of that information so that they can empower themselves as well to their own healing path. So when we're healing, when we're on the road of healing, we're on the journey of healing, we're not only healing ourselves, but we're also healing the generations before us, and we're also healing the generations that are upcoming. So when you feel that you have a purpose of life to create something change and to stop whatever you've identified is going on, it goes much farther than just you. It goes down the line of future generations, but it also heals the ancestors of your lineage. So I often talk about, creating changes and creating a new reality. However, for a lot of people, it's very difficult to do that because it's at the internal level. And when they're not understanding the source of the challenges that they're experiencing, and we're not healing at the core, and we're not doing energetic healing and release and so on, it's very difficult to change the reality. So I could have a program that shows a process and steps to go through and all that, and someone can mentally understand it. However, emotionally and physically and spiritually, they are damaged in a way where if we are overlooking that part, and even though they're understanding and they're trying, we haven't liberating the blockages and the trauma and the source at the core of who they are and what they're experiencing. I'm not going to go elaborate more on that because it's a long topic. But what I want to let you know is, if ever you feel triggered and you're observing yourself being triggered by something, you're not understanding why it's happening, take a journal and start asking yourself, why am I not feeling safe? Why am I not feeling safe? Because it goes back to the basics of our survival is our safety. And there's something that's threatening your safety. And it could be something linked also to your core values or anything like that. But when we're talking about trauma and major triggers, which there is a memory that's ingrained in our body, we need to explore that. And this is kind of the exercises that I have my clients, and I've used on myself as well, oftentimes, because I'll see myself being triggered by something. I'm triggered. I have no idea why. Everything was going well, and I'm triggered right now, and I'm feeling frustrated, I'm feeling mad, I'm feeling whatever. I feel like crying, and I have to explore it. So I'm asking myself, what is it that is threatening my safety at this point? So this is really what I wanted to share with you without having, to go to a spiritual life coach or do any kind of counseling, is to understand that, and also a quick exercise to explore it yourself. And, I would recommend having some support with your challenges and all that so that you can move forward from this and really resolve and liberate yourself and heal. But one thing that you can do is ask yourself, what is threatening my safety? I hope this was helpful for you. All the best to you. Love and light, Franny Shara here.